3.4 is finally here. Pestilence and Cerado were just drip marketed, and I'm ready for E6 Archer. This patch is pretty large with character buffs and changes, so I'll be talking about the new characters, collab, and the reruns and upcoming news in that specific order in this video. As always, there are chapters that you can skim through so that you can watch what you need to hear most. With that aside, let's hop straight into pull planning. Phainon is a physical destruction character that has insane animations and budget pouring into him. Phainon deals immense amounts of damage and he will definitely debut as a tier 0 DPS in all game modes. The problem with him, however, is that his kit feels super clunky, and playing him feels like there's something missing. It's almost as if they're planning to release his dedicated supports in the upcoming patches. If you like the character, you can pull for him, but your pulls best be prepared if you want to make him work in the future. Phainon's damage mainly comes from his ultimate form and he cannot interact with his team members at all for that duration, which means he can't accept any buffs, no action advancing, he will use the same amount of action value to dish out damage. Currently, that's not a problem, but if Hoyo decides to inflate HP a tad bit more, he'll be the first one getting washed. Shout out to Jelly or Build Chie on Twitter, as their thread on Phainon helped me understand his problems more. Phainon is quite reliant on his signature light cone, thus burns the dawn, as it increases his base speed and gives him Death Ignore, which is also very valuable. I highly discourage you from pulling for his Eidolons, and instead save up for his supports first. For the reruns, we have Sunday, who's an imaginary harmony. He's a great general support unit as he can be used with pretty much every crit carry in the roster, and I also believe that he is mandatory for any saber pullers out there, and he's not too bad with Archer as well. His signature light cone is not only highly valuable, but the best in slot for Sparkle in those Archer teams also. Next is Tribbie, who is a Quantum Harmony. She gives her entire team respin and increases the enemy's damage taken and deals respectable amount of damage. Tribbie's E1 is one of the most valuable Eidolons out there, and she can be used in almost every team composition, generally a high value unit. And finally, we have the runt of the litter. She's also a Quantum Harmony that was quite pitiful ever since her debut, but now, with Archer's release, her SP generating skills are finally going to shine. Despite her middling first impressions, she's bound to skyrocket in the meta soon. Just don't pull for her light cone like I did and pull for Sundays instead. Choosing between harmonies can be confusing for some, and it's definitely a case-by-case basis. If you're struggling to pick between the three, please leave a comment below and mention all of the units you want to use so I can give you ample advice. For the 4 stars, we notably have Yukong, who has some actual synergy with Phainon, and a new Remembrance light cone named The Story's Next Page, which is just a side grade for Hyacine. There's no new 5-star for the second half of 3.4, so now onto the Fate characters. Saber is a wind destruction character that has a fat 360 energy ultimate. She's a standard crit hyper carry, and her best team will always include Sunday and Huohua due to their max % energy regeneration. She's also fairly lenient on her SP consumption, and there's honestly not much else to say about her other than the fact that she's a solid character for Apocalyptic Shadow and MOC, though I somewhat doubt her capabilities in pure fiction, since most of her damage output is from quick bursts from her ultimate, instead of repeated AoE damage. With that said, seeing her Excalibur in the HSR style is dope. Her signature light cone, a Thankless Coronation, is great on her, and you should prioritize getting it before any of her Eidolons, especially since On the Fall of an Eon is a highly contested light cone in most accounts. After that though, you can go ham and pull until E6. Now I don't want to indoctrinate you into FOMO, but once the banner's gone, it's highly unlikely Saber or Archer will ever get a rerun. It's a good thing that they'll be here until 3.6. Archer is a Quantum Hunt character that is given for free to everyone, and you definitely shouldn't sleep on him. Archer is extremely hungry, and he can eat all of your SP in one turn. Due to this, he can output massive amounts of skill multipliers and damage % in return. He also has a whopping 220 energy bar, and his ultimate gives him some SP in return. Archer's design is honestly quite vexing to me because you want to generate as much SP as possible, so that means Sparkle is mandatory for him, and you can even run a skill alternating rotation on her, and Gallagher is his best sustainer. I'll release a detailed guide for him soon. Because he's a free hunt unit, I expect him to be around the same power level as Ratio, but amped up to 3.x standards. And I expect him to fall off in the same way Ratio did in the future if you don't invest in Eidolons and light cones. His E1 is currently better than his signature light cone, and I suggest you don't bother pulling him for his light cone at all because you get it for free by pulling 200 limited tickets in any banner. So just go ham on his Eidolons. Just be aware though, hunt characters are usually the lowest value E6 characters. I'm still doing it though, for the love of the game. For the reruns, we have Jingliu and Blade, who are 2 HP scaling destruction units, and I'll discuss their buffs in a future video. For now though, I'm going to say that both of them become decent units. Jingliu is now highly dependent on Hyacine, and Blade can deal the same amount of damage as Mydei with his E1. For new players, just skip them. There's too many good units running right now. Firefly is also rerunning, and she's a Fire Destruction Super Breaker. I don't think her Eidolons or her signature are that worth it, so if you're a veteran player, you probably shouldn't even bother pulling them. If you're a new player, she's a decent unit and you can pull her if you have Ruin Mei and if you like her, but otherwise though, just skip her. Now, time for the drip marketed characters. I took a bit of a vacation, as you can see from my recent upload schedule, but I still have my pulse on the rumor mills in the Divination Commission. Take the upcoming information with a grain of salt. Hyacine is a physical nihility character, and if we are to believe the golden booms that she gives in the Divergent universe, she'll be a bleeder that could potentially save dot teams. The only worry that I have is that she will replace Black Swan in the team, instead of replacing the Harmony unit that usually slots in it. I'd really love for them to make triple nihility the meta for dots, but we already know that's a far-fetched dream as Hoyo really loves making harmonies overpowered in this game. I hope to be proven wrong and eat my words in the future though, especially since they gave decent buffs to Silverwolf and Kafka this patch. I'll also be discussing those changes soon, so please obliterate that subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Herta is a Harmony unit that gives extra turns to units instead of action forwarding them. The significance of this is that buffs won't tick down, which is very useful for units with one-turn buffs like Sunday, Bronya, and I'm assuming she's going to be good with phainon too. I have no doubt in my mind her E1 is going to be broken, so keep your eyes peeled for her. So, the Fate banner is here and we're all getting a free archer by playing, and if you use 200 limited pulls on any banner in 3.4, we'll get his light cone for free. This is amazing news since Archer is a solid unit that almost every account can use with Tingyun Pela. Next up, Firefly is going to be getting a schoolgirl skin, which honestly I'm quite disappointed about. I thought that she was way cooler in her long coat outfit and way more stylish in her model outfit in the music video. Alas, alas. We're also going to be getting another 5-star limited character for free, so we are all eating good in this house. My bet is on March 7th Remembrance, or maybe Dunhong. State of the game. I was a little iffy about Hoyoverse releasing the Path of Remembrance, and most of my predictions about it came true. The Remembrance Path has no real identity beyond Memo Sprites, as Aglaia and Casteries are Destruction, Hyacine is Abundance, MC is Harmony, and so on and so forth. Paths are also a way for them to make hyper-specific light cones to make you pull for signatures, and to intentionally stop units from other units' cones. For example, Harmony MC would have a field day with meshing cogs, Aglaia and Caceres would have a lot of fun with the entire catalog of destruction cones, and Hyacine would probably be decent with QPQ. Alternatively, their signatures would also be useful for characters in those respective paths. In short, the two reasons for releasing new paths is for restricting buffs, relics, light cones, and of course, for that sweet flavor of the year. There are rumblings in the Divination Commission that a new Elation path will be released, and I am sure the same tactics will be employed for them. Overall, the power level of the game has indubitably increased with Tribbie's release, and I think it's just going to get higher. My advice remains the same, humble traveler. Save up your pulls and vertically invest in a character you like that has strong Eidolons. For me, that was the Herta E2, and she serviced me well throughout 3.x. Now that I have around 600 pulls, I will pull for Archer E6, and I hopefully will never have struggles to clear again. Witness me. Hit the notify me button for the pull stream. All in all, I think the game is in a pretty good state, and Xiaoji somewhat pulled back my trust in the 3.3 story. And it looks like they cooked hard for the Fate collab also. I won't be dropping this game yet. Who are you pulling for? And if you need more account-specific advice, tell me who you like and what your plans are in the comments below. I respond to everyone. That's it for me. My name is Kyte, and thanks for watching. See ya. Peace.